Good morning. I was getting ready to say good afternoon, but it's morning, and you are watching the Cannon County Chamber Connection, and that is always made available by DTC Communications. The Chamber does appreciate the opportunity to inform you regarding our events and our people and places in Cannon County. And of course, DTC has made that possible for several years now, and we do appreciate that. We had a lot of events in May between rainstorms. I don't know that all of them made it. Some of them had one good day and one bad day, but that comes with spring. So hopefully from here on in, we need some rain, but hopefully it'll hold off for our events because we're filled up for June too. And my first guest today is going to be Trish Frost, and she used to own a business in Cannon County for several years, and now she does a townwide yard sale, which is going to be on May 31st, and it is around the square. And Trish,
Yes,
have
ma'am.
you got everything going?
Pretty much. We're already have 66 people signed up for around the
Good,
square.
for just around the square.
Just have room for about 90, so if you're interested, get a hold of me.
Okay, you give them your number. They can always
Yeah.
call me, and I'll be glad to give it to them if they don't get it. But
Yeah, just give me a call or text me, it's even better, and 615-427-2539. It's the Woodbury Townwide Yard Sale and Craft Fair around the inner circle of the square. And if you want to have one at your business, at your home, anything like that, we please encourage you to do that also. But if you do that and want to shoot me an email on the Woodbury Townwide Yard Sale Facebook page, I will post that address and get a rolling address, for people to get those too.
I've had several calls about that. And of course, this is a fundraiser. If you get a space around the square, you do have to pay for it. But that money goes to the Community for Animals,
It's
right?
Cannon County Community for Animals that Miranda does. It's all, that is a non-refundable deposit straight to the rescue. And she uses that for, Cannon County,
Animals
spay,
and-
neuters, animals,
right.
and cats and dogs, so she does that. And one other thing that has really come about in the last month, she has partnered with Second Harvest Food Bank in Nashville. So we're getting loads of dog food, cat food, litter, toys, all kinds of stuff, and every other week. And she's started taking that to the Seventh-day Adventist food giveaway and also to the Methodist Church food giveaway. And I just delivered a load to the food bank in Woodbury. So that's going to be a regular thing now, so people,
Can feed their
can
animals.
feed their animals along with themselves. And they've just been great. They reached out to Miranda, initially. So that will be something that's not just a temporary thing, it's going to be ongoing.
Well, that's good because a lot of people may be going through some difficult times where they need some assistance with food and everything, but a lot of them have animals too. So, hey, that's okay because you're going to feed your cat or your dog or whatever. What do you do if you have them? Just let them starve to death? I don't think so. So this is a good thing, and I know that there is a food drive, and I believe the First Methodist Church may be over this. It's more for things that are not long-lasting.
Right.
And they do it down at the Art Center under the Farmers Market.
I think it's the first and third Thursdays of each month.
Yeah.
And they have had in the past dog food down there in just like Ziploc bags.
Miranda's provided that.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to provide so much more now.
Right.
Since we're getting a
And I
regular
was
supply.
surprised at that, but that was a good thing because I thought, hey, things happen to you, and if you've got animals, they've got to be fed.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you either send them over to neighbors and let the neighbors feed them.
And then we get like treats and toys and stuff like that too, you know, that somebody that's, you know, not able to feed themselves, you know, they can buy stuff like this. It's a little
right.
extra perk for the animals and the people, you know, to be able to,
They
to
do.
do that. So,
We have a great food bank too, so this is a good thing.
but the, back to the yard sale, the inner circle of the yard sale is $25 for a 10 by 10 booth, and just text me or call me, and you can pretty much sell whatever you want to out of it. I try not to duplicate too many of the same.
No
things.
alcoholic beverages,
Yeah, no
please.
alcohol.
Oh, well, there goes my booth.
We have one that's gonna bring, not firearms, but, accessories, I think, this time even,
Like
first time.
pepper spray and stuff like that.
I'm not 100% sure. I just told them, yeah, I think that'd be okay. So it's stuff for the men, women, you know, if you want yard sale, if you want crafts, there's gonna be, on Friday night when we're setting up, the, Mexican food truck is gonna be there for, all day Friday. So you can stop by and get something, morning or night, and then it'll be there all day Saturday too. Plus, we've got the new puckered shrimp truck. It's going to be there.
I'm sorry, wait a minute, you've got something here I didn't know about. What's it called?
Puckered shrimp.
Puckered
Puckered
shrimp?
shrimp.
Okay, puckered, like
Puck-
pucker up and kiss me.
Gonna-
Yeah. Wow.
Tell you, don't you tell us.
I didn't say it. She's the one that said,
And they're new.
It's not going to happen, Keith, I can just tell
that's
you.
fine, that's fine.
And
I
but
won't lose any sleep over it.
they're new to the area, so we're glad to support them. They're trying to get a presence in Woodbury and surrounding areas, so we're really tickled to have them. We're going to have a gentleman with barbecue and a gentleman with open heart pizza thing. So
Oh,
there's going to be
that'd be
a lot. They won't be there till Saturday, but the Mexican truck will be there Friday, all day Friday and Saturdays.
Now, if you want to have one in your business or your home, and I've had calls about this in your yard, you don't have to pay. It would be nice if you would donate to that cause, because we don't have an actual pet rescue
Right.
area, but this girl has done this work for several years now. And so if you'd like to make a donation to them and have a yard sale, that's up to you, you know, but it would be nice if you're going to have one in your yard that you would advertise it and let people know you're going to have one.
Yeah, just send me the address and I'll put it out. Also, if anyone has just a few things they want to donate to the Willow 210 Iron Pig Antique Shop, we have a booth there, and most of it's donations and more like good household goods and stuff. You can just drop that by there, or you can drop by any donations anytime. They're really good to help us out with the dogs.
It goes to a good cause.
Yes, and there's
Because
no, like Carolyn said, there's no established, you know, organization. Miranda does this all just out of the goodness of her heart. She's been doing it 24/7 for what, 10 years that I know.
It's been a long time.
10, 15 years. And she needs all the help she can get, especially with the growing area.
Well, you know, I've got to say, I was noticing this the other day. You don't see a lot of stray cats and dogs anymore.
Right. And Kim does such a good job with the
She
cats.
does with the
Yes.
spay and neutering
Yes.
too, or the spaying anyway.
Yeah. And so both of them, Kim with the cats and
Hers mostly with cats.
yeah, and the Miranda's mostly with dogs, but she does do some cats. And if you're low income and when she spades and gets their rabies shots and everything, there's no charge to you. You just need to, get a hold of us, and we'll get that taken care of.
I'm going to tell you, at one time, I had 13 cats. None of them were mine. My cats left home, and the cats came from everywhere in my barn, and pretty soon there was kittens everywhere. And I thought, these aren't even my cats.
If I'm doing a commercial, I know exactly who I want to write the script for this. The 13 cats. Come get your cat spayed or neutered and you won't have this problem. Yeah.
Well, that's true. I mean, it happens before you know it.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Now,
it does.
I will tell something that I'd probably go to jail for, but I did feel sorry for them, and they did have fleas, and there was kittens everywhere. So I mixed up some flea killer, and I was dipping as many kittens as I could catch. Well, I had less cats after that because they were too young to dip them. So
What kind of ingredients, though, did you use?
it was something I bought at the store and you mixed with, but I guess I didn't check the ages. I didn't really know the ages. I know they were kittens, but it's not, you want me to stop talking, Colby?
Don't feel bad. I've done stuff like it.
Carolyn goes on Facebook and finds this recipe for flea killer.
No.
Goes
It
to the
was
store,
something I bought
buys it,
and I
and wipes
mixed
out
it.
half the.
I dipped the poor little things.
Well, you got a solution one way or another on
I
this
did.
flea problem, I guess.
I guess the lucky ones were the ones I couldn't catch because it was,
I can just see Carolyn chasing after
no,
kittens.
you can't.
Mental image.
Okay. Not going to talk about that anymore. I'm sorry I brought that up.
No, you're not.
But it does happen. So have your cats and dogs spayed and neutered, because otherwise you end up with lots of little ones that you don't know what to do with. And the thing were, none of them were actually mine. So that was kind of
Now, did you adopt any for the cats that ran away?
no.
Like in the place? So you
Good
just said,
Lord,
okay,
no.
my cats ran off. I'm not going to replace them with these cats.
I
the
don't
next
even know
generation."
where these cats came from.
Oh, okay.
They just ended up in my barn. It was like a hostel of some kind. So anyway, this is a good cause that they're having. And everybody loves a yard sale, and it gets bigger every year. Does it not?
Yes, every year. There's more people in the county, city that's participating in the businesses that are starting to put out. And plus around the square, last year we had to postpone it because of the rain.
Well, of course you did.
And so we lost a few in that they had other obligations. But this year it's rain or shine that one day. So, all of them will have tents up and stuff. So come on out unless it's a monsoon. We get blown away.
Kind of like Friday was.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck, and if they need that number, if you didn't get it, if you'll call the chamber, I'll be glad to give it to you, that you can call, and if you want to set up a space at the courthouse, that's fine. If you want to have one in your yard, put it on your Facebook or call Trish, and she'll put it on hers.
Right. And it's-
Woodbury
it's-
Chatter's a good one.
Yeah, please, just help spread the word about it too to neighboring towns. That's what we're trying to
Right.
get out into Murfreesboro, McMinnville and stuff, and let them know so they'll be coming in and buying stuff.
Right.
Get more people.
Yeah,
to
we
buy.
like you to come in and buy stuff. We do. All right, Trish, well, good luck
Thank
on this,
you.
and I
Thank you.
hope
I
it
appreciate
turns
you
out to
having
be good. Well, that's quite all right.
I appreciate it so much. I'm gonna get back over to the food bank.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, next we have
Yeah.
Adams Memorial Library, which is where we're taping this today. And we do appreciate them letting us use their nice room. And we have J.C. Willis here. And J.C., what is your title?
Assistant Director of the Library.
You're the director of
Assistant
the
director.
assistant director, okay, of Adams Memorial Library. And I know you have a lot of events
We do.
that happen at the library that probably people don't know about. And of course, summer is coming,
We're gearing
and that's your active season, huh?
We're really excited this summer. Our theme is Color Our World, so we'll have a bright and colorful summer. We have, for the last week of May, we'll start our signups. So everyone who comes in, they'll get a bag of goodies and a free book. And the first 100 people who sign up will get a canvas tote full of goodies.
It's a book tote.
Mhm.
Everybody needs a tote. I'm just going to tell you right now, you do.
They really do. And we'll have free books to give out. We'll have programs, so we'll have Bob Charter and his animals will come in. We'll have Mr. Bond's science group come in. That'll be the first week, that sign-up week in May. We'll have crafts and art classes. We're going to do different classes with colored pencils. We'll have a tissue paper class where we'll do tissue paper illustrations. And we're going to have a puppet theater show. It's called Runaway Puppet Theater. They'll come in, and we're also going to be having the zoo. The National Zoo will come in and bring a few animals for us to look at and introduce to us. And we'll also have Terry Hedges. He does illusions, so he'll come in, and we'll just have a great time. And we're going to read.
Plus, you have a whole library full of books.
We do. We have. We'll try to find anything.
Something.
Yeah.
And you also have computers that the public can use, do you not?
We do. We have 24 public computers that you can use to print. You can fax here, copy. You can check out DVDs. We have a wide range of different DVDs that you can check out. Popular new releases. We have a lot of things that we can help get you interested in reading over the summer.
Well, what more can we ask? I mean, really, if you want something to entertain your kids, even, and the homeschool children are also welcome here, are they not?
They are. Please come in and we're going to do s'mores again with our solar ovens. That'll be the second week of June. We'll have that, and that was fun last year, and we're going to bring it back.
Yeah, the kids have a big time with s'mores.
They do.
Now, most of these activities that you have, are they on Saturdays, like the programs, or?
We'll have a mixture. So
Okay.
we'll have a lot on Tuesdays, usually around our story time,
Yeah.
like at 11. And then we'll have classes for art and like the stuffy days. Stuffy days will be Tuesday. The art classes will be Friday. So it's just keep an eye out for our Facebook page. We'll have everything posted, and all the events will be free. So everything at the library is free.
What age groups are we looking at? Like when you say the art classes, is that for all age groups or?
We'll have it divided. So the colored pencil classes, that's more for like teens and adults, but we'll have signups for that. And then the tissue paper class, that could be all ages.
Now, when you say tissue paper,
So they're gonna
are we talking toilet paper?
colored tissue paper. And
Okay.
They'll make. They're gonna copy illustrations. So like famous illustrations like from Brown Bear. So they can design their own.
I've seen things made out of tissue paper that were quite pretty. I've seen wreaths made out of it
So
and everything, but when you said tissue, I thought, okay,
no
I'm going to show them how to
colored tissue paper.
roll trees and everything on Halloween.
But we're excited. So hopefully, please.
All right, well, I'm excited for you, and I will tell you this, that when my grandkids were little, I had two that weren't in school yet, and I used to bring them here in the summer, especially to the animal guy that brought in a few things that I would have rather been out in the hall when he brought in the snakes. But anyway, it was good. He had a big time when he would come here.
He does.
He did. So if you're looking for something to take your kids to during the summer, just call the library. They'll tell you what's going to be available and when, and especially for age groups. Smaller age groups, I think, probably get the biggest kick out of it.
Oh, we hope all age groups, but we do have the stuffy days. We'll be bringing that back. So they can bring in their stuffed animals. Children can bring in their stuffed animals. We'll have a session where they can bring their stuffed animals to spend the night at the library. The stuffed animals will spend the night, and the children will come back the next day and pick them up. And we'll have pictures of all the adventures their stuffed animals had over the summer party. And then the next stuffy day will be a pet show. So they can bring in their stuffed animals and have like a pet show for Baskin.
I'm just telling you, for those that
So this is-
leave their animals, then that kid's gonna be crying all night 'cause they don't have.
This is going to be like Toy Story. Yeah, this is going to be on the idea of Toy Story, except that all of a sudden the plushy animals come alive in the evening.
Yes.
Where are you going to let them slumber at?
Well,
Here?
Wherever they want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna look at books. They're gonna maybe eat pizza.
Oh, you're going to read with them? And that's going to be cool. You ought to video this.
We're gonna take pictures and do like a slide.
You have a captive audience there.
Oh, it's in. It'll be in June.
June.
So it'll be. Let's see. It's gonna be June 12th, which is a Thursday, and then they'll come back on June 13th.
So that goes right in line with I'm bringing my stuffy now.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You should provide some stuffies already here, so when the stuffies come in, they're not, because you know how stuffies get. There's anxiety and stuff like that that they have to figure out, yeah.
I gotta tell you, I have 2 little great-grandchildren, and they're like 2 and 4. And the puppet show, for Christmas, they got a puppet theater where you hang up these curtains and it has this little table in front and it has these hand puppets. Well, they had to put on a puppet show for me. And they didn't hide down underneath the table. They were here with their puppets and so they were going to sing. We went from Jesus Loves Me to We Will Rock You. Now
Good lineup.
that was interesting. I thought, where'd they hear this? But that was pretty good. So they like puppet shows. Little kids like puppet shows.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have fun.
You do too, don't you?
I love puppet shows.
I figured. Okay, what are your hours at the library?
So we are open at 8:30 all throughout the week, and then Tuesday we close late. So Tuesday's our late day. We'll close at 7, but every other day we close at 4:10. On Saturday we open from 9 to 4.
Okay, so you got plenty of time. I can hardly wait for you to just all
I
those
want to see
parents
those pictures
calling
of
you
these, yeah. I can't wait for this
in
plushy.
the middle of the night saying, I'm
Plushy
coming
slumber
again.
party.
Okay, well, is there anything else, JC, you'd like to talk to us about?
Well, we are we're just really excited for the summer. We're gonna have free books again to give out to everyone who signs up, and we just hope that you'll join us and we'll have fun. We'll have a good time.
Do you get involved with the Dolly Parton?
Yes.
I didn't know for sure if that was still a thing or not, so that's a good thing.
Parents can sign up through the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and they'll get free books sent to them through the mail until their child is the age of 5.
Okay,
And they're really nice books. They
well,
send.
there you go. So if you're looking for something to entertain your kids this summer, or even as an adult if you don't work, and you want something to do, you can come to the library.
Please.
You sure can. All right, dear, we thank you very much. You're welcome to stay, or if you have to get back, that's fine, because now we're going to go to our newest chamber member, and that is Blood Assurance, and of course, their representative is going to be Karen Tackett, and Karen is here with us today. And she told me something, I know you're not going to believe this, that I didn't know. Our Lions Club has a Red Cross blood drive every other month, I think, that comes to the Lions Club. But I did not realize until Karen told me, Blood Assurance, the blood that's donated to you goes to our local hospitals,
That's
right?
correct. That's correct. So
Well, the
your
American Red Cross does not. with
It
the
does
blood.
not.
It
Yeah.
goes all over the country,
Right.
and nothing bad about that.
Yes.
But I just assumed that the blood went to our local hospitals. And when we say local, we mean Woodbury, Murfreesboro. There's one in DeKalb County, I believe, one in McMinnville.
Yes.
So this blood, that's where it goes, is to our local hospitals.
That is right. That is right. So we have 80 plus hospitals in the local Middle Tennessee area that we're the primary supplier for. And if we're not the primary supplier, we're the secondary supplier. So our blood is local, and that's what we were founded on. We were founded in 1972, and it was in the Chattanooga, Hamilton County area, and they were found that they were having donations, but none of the blood was staying at their hospitals. So that was the whole purpose of was to give local, stay local, and supply the local hospitals with the needs. So that's kind of where it came from.
Now, you got an office in Tullahoma, isn't that where your main hub is?
No, the main hub is
okay.
actually in Chattanooga. The corporate office is in Chattanooga, but we have 15 centers, blood
Oh, yeah.
centers, and one of those centers is in Tullahoma.
Is that
On
the
top-
closest to Woodbury?
Probably.
Pretty sure it is.
Probably. There's one in Cookville. I don't know how far
Yeah, that's
Cookville is from
Cookville's.
here. Yeah.
Tullahoma would probably be closer.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I don't know all the locations. I am fairly new within the last 8 weeks, so where they're all located, I'm not sure. We also have 19 blood mobiles, which is what I am over. The
Oh, I see.
blood
Yeah.
mobile that does Cannon County, Moore County, Coffee County, Van Buren County, and Warren County. So I have a blood mobile that will travel to all 5 of those counties to help
And
collect
your
blood.
blood mobile is a bus, right?
It is a bus, yes. It's like a school bus that's
Right.
been refitted to
Yeah.
do donations on. Yes.
And you are scheduled to have
Yes.
your
yes.
first, well, it's not your first, but it's the first one that you've been part of. And I believe that is going to be June 13th on a
June
Friday.
13th, yes, Friday the 13th.
Right.
And from 9 a.m. to 1, and it's going to be on the square, the same place that the
Right. Everything like that.
everything happens there. Obviously, the yard sale happens there. Everything happens there.
Now, you
So-
tell them about that they can go online and register to be a donor, can they not?
Yes, that's correct. So you can make an appointment for the actual drive that day, so that if your time's tight, you can just go in and make an appointment, and you'll be in and out. It'll kind of keep the backup. Now, if a lot of people just walk in suddenly, that happens sometimes. But for the most part, if you get on the schedule and we can get people scheduled ahead of time, that always makes the days.
What types of blood is most critical right now?
Right now, the most critical one would be O negative, which is the universal donor. I think that I looked yesterday, we have like a 2.5 day supply on the shelf right now for O negative. And it's not just blood assurance. As a nation, donors have gone down and down and down. And we really need people to step up right now and come out and donate, because every day we need 540 units of blood to supply to just our local hospitals. And so every 2 seconds in the nation, somebody has to have a transfusion. At Vanderbilt in Nashville, every 7 minutes, somebody is getting transfused. And it could be because they have cancer. It could be because they're a burn victim. It could be that they have sickle cell. All of those things.
Trauma unit.
Trauma unit. They had a I had a car accident and they need blood afterwards. All of those things require it. So,
You think maybe that the lessening of giving might have been due to COVID, or do you think that had anything to do with it?
I think that did have something to do with it. I think that people are more
Leery.
more active, and they just have too much on their schedule, and they feel like they can't volunteer for other things, much less go get blood. But it's only like 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes tops that you're in the bus given the unit. So when you think about that, it's not very much of your time. You can only donate blood every 56 days. So, or if you do a double, it's every 112 days. So you're not committing a whole lot of your time. It's not a weekly,
Right.
Volunteer kind of thing. It's just simply a small bit of time that can help so many people. And there are people like your family and your friends, your neighbors, those people next to us that need this blood. It's not somebody you don't know.
Right.
It's going to be somebody in the area. So I think that's
Well,
always good to
I
remember.
think that it is, and like I say, I was surprised that that the Red Cross is a great thing, don't get me wrong.
are a great thing.
And they
We're not
go
gonna
all over
take
the
this.
world or country. But I didn't realize that they weren't actually the blood supplier for our local hospitals.
Yes.
Until you told me that.
Yes.
So I think that's very important that we have that local supply.
Yes. And we're
Okay, so June the 13th will be your next blood mobile, the first one that you're going to be involved in.
That's correct.
Have there been other blood drives in Woodbury and Cannon County with blood assurance and?
Before me, I cannot tell you when the last one
There
was.
were,
I was
but it's
thinking
been
that-
years
yeah.
ago, and it used to be over at the hospital.
At the hospital,
Yes.
right.
And I'm trying to, I guess, the hospital just merged, is that right?
it's
They're
been-
saying it's been a while.
It's been a while,
Been
couple
a
of
few
years.
couple of years,
I
two
just
or
want
three
to,
years.
since we're on the TV, I've been trying to speak to somebody at the hospital, but apparently their administration shares.
They do.
And
They share
so
with-
I think they're confused with who I'm needing to speak to or what I'm talking about, because the administration goes to too many different hospitals.
Right.
They are, since one of those hospitals already has a drive, they think they're good, but
The
we don't have one
person-
there yet. So let's just be honest, that's where we're at.
person
right
that could probably help you
Yeah.
at this one here would be Emily. Remember, I don't remember her last name. It used to be Jones. But she's a big-time nurse at this hospital
Okay.
and seems to, she could point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
The other thing that I wanted to mention as well, the schools. I mean, we talked about the blood drive diminishing. The schools used to do one with American Red Cross,
Yeah.
and last year they had a really good turnout and several pints, whatever was given. This year, not so much. They gave a Red Cross type of ribbon to the people that participated. And this year, there was only like 2. I would imagine that they would be interested in, especially since you guys are local,
Yes.
in partnering. They could do a blood drive with AmericanRed Cross, but they could also do one with you as well.
Yes. And I've
Is there
been
not
reaching
an
out to them.
age limit or a weight limit when you give blood?
So the youngest you can be is 16, and you have to have a parental consent, which lasts for 1 year. You have to weigh at least 110 pounds at that point in time. So I'm not sure that you would qualify now.
She's diabetic, and I'm diabetic too.
I'm diabetic, and I don't think
I'm just giving her.
I don't think anybody's going to be
taking blood.
too excited about getting my blood.
Yeah, so that's what it is as far as a young donor. That's what
Right.
it takes.
Well, I remember my
And then they would
daughter.
go through the questionnaire, and anything that, it's a list. I'll just be honest, it's several questions. It's going to take you a good hot while to get through them all, but, it just makes sure that we're not collecting blood for somebody that's not going to be safe for a
Right.
recipient.
I remember my daughter when she started college, she worked for the bank, local bank here, and they had a blood drive. And she went and they turned her down because she didn't weigh enough.
Yeah, they will. I mean, they're just doing it to keep you safe as well.
I know,
I mean, they're not gonna take from somebody that.
pass out or something
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, and part of that is, since you said pass out, you also need to make sure that, if you're gonna be willing to donate, to make sure you drink plenty of water, hydrate really well the day before, 24 hours before. Don't skip a meal the day of, don't skip a meal the day after. Within 24 hours, all your your fluids will be back up to normal. But that first little bit, you need to just take care of yourself.
Right.
So,
Don't go out and party or do any of that because then that dilutes your blood.
don't do that. And again, the other thing that might be noted here is that if you do give on June the 13th, that we're giving away $15 e-gift card. So you just give them your email address and they will send you a $15 e-gift
Oh, well, that's
card
good.
for donating blood that day. So,
that's good.
that's the
Now, do you
giveaway
take
for
the
day.
platelets and everything too?
So what they take will be whole blood on the bus, and so that's made up of 3 parts. It's made up of red blood cells, platelets, and plasma. and they will take it back to Chattanooga. That's where the main lab is, and they'll separate it, and they'll put the red cells in one unit, the platelets in another, and the plasma. So for every one donation, you're saving 3 lives.
Right.
So because there's 3 different parts of that. Another option when you're on the bus is you can give an Alex unit, which is 2 red blood cell units. And so you get 2 units out of it, but they take your blood and they separate it right there, and they put everything else back. They also give you some fluids. So you're given 2 units, but you're not losing anything.
Replenished.
Yeah, you're getting replenished. So you're going to be feeling pretty good when you're done with that. So, there's that as well. If you wanted to just give platelets, that would be at a center, one of the 15 centers. You could do that if you qualified to do that. You can't just go in and give them. You have to do some preliminary testing to get that
Right.
done, but that's also an option.
I think many people don't realize that blood, when you give it, has a shelf life.
Yes, it's 42 days. Like, you can only donate every 56 days,
Right.
but every 42 days if it's not used. Although I worked in the lab in Chattanooga, so I know that they never get to this point with red cells.
Right.
But at that 42-day mark, they're supposed to discard of it, but we never get there. But 42 days is shelf life for a red cell. 5 to 7 days is the shelf life for a platelet.
Okay, that
So
was what
for
I was
platelet
thinking. It was
donors,
less than
you
that.
can give weekly for platelets, but they also only last weekly.
Yeah,
so,
right.
You have to give that more often. I'm actually a platelet donor, so that's my thing. It takes several hours of your time, but it's worth it because they can't keep them. They
Right.
got to get rid of them after so many days. So
They go.
their shelf life. Now, plasma can last up to a year.
Oh,
They'll
really?
freeze it. Yeah, you bring it in that building and they'll do everything they have to do to it, and then they'll pop it in there and freeze it immediately. So it can last up to a year in the big freezers. So,
Okay. But this is something that's always needed.
yes.
I mean, there's never a time when you can go a long time and say, well, we got enough blood, we don't need.
Yeah.
Because if it's not being used after so many days, it's going to be discarded. So, if you would like to give, like I say, if you give at the Lions Club, that's fine. There's a lot of people have done that. They've done that for years. But just remember, their blood does not go to the local hospitals. And when we say local, we mean the ones in DeKalb, McMinnville, Murfreesboro,
And here,
and here.
Yes. Yes, Stone's right.
And so, that got my attention. It really did.
And I guess there's one last thing I'd like to say. I mean, I know we were talking a lot about numbers, and that is, part of it, because for my part of that 540 units, I have to kind of provide 15 to 20 units a day, or try to find someone to donate those. But the numbers are important. Every number has a name, and every name has a story. And that's important to remember, but when you're doing this, you are doing this so somebody gets one more day.
Yeah.
That's truly why you do it. That's why anybody should donate, is for that reason. So, but thank you for having me.
Well, that's all right, Karen. I hope this does well.
I hope it does.
It will be on the square. It will be a bus. So if you see that they're not selling food, you go in and
now, there might be somebody next to them selling food.
Well, that's true too. But we do have a lot of food trucks that come in around the square. But this will be on Friday, June 13th, and it will be from 9 to 1. Now, if you can go online and register, that kind of helps you. It's kind of like saving the date for you or saving the time for you. But if not, and you just happen to be driving by and see it and think, I can do this, then you're going to have to fill out the paperwork. But by all means, stop, and that blood will go to somebody probably that you know. We're a small community. So this is good. This is not a bad thing. And we welcome you as a chamber member. And I'm sure as time goes on, sometimes it takes a little time for it to build up a following.
Yes.
And so if things go well, we'll plan another one. We just don't want to compete with the Lions Club. We don't. But this is a good thing right here.
If you can make sure that I have your information, I work for the County Courier newspaper.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we do some programming that might be of some help for you to get the word out about what you're doing. And I'm glad you guys are back in the community, because I remember dealing with you years ago when, like I said, a lot of things were coming out of the Tullahoma pub. And I know some people, or knew some people that worked as phlebotomists with you guys, and they definitely love their jobs and
They do.
and everything. And
They do.
that's the big aspect of it that a lot of people liked, was that it did go to the local hospitals.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I mean, that is what
Oh, and
we are about.
there you are, North
There I
Jackson
am.
Street in Tullahoma. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Karen. Well, you're welcome to stay, hon, or if you need to get on the road.
I need to hit on the road, yeah.
I figured
have
you're a traveling
I
person.
am, but I really, really, really appreciate you.
Well, that's quite all right.
I'm looking forward to this event. I think I'm going to the yard sale. She said I could go and put out my stuff at the yard sale.
Hey, that's an idea.
Yeah.
It really is.
I'm going to tell
Set
my
you up
husband.
a table and-
Date day for me and my husband, yard sale. And,
That's right. And bring your clothes and whatever you want to.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too, great to meet you.
All right, what did I do with my cheat notes here? Oh, yeah, here we are. We do have events also. I'm going to give you all of the Art Center events. They're never empty at the Art Center. They never are. There's always something going on there. And May 17th is going to be the tribute band for Fleetwood Mac. And it is a one-day event. It starts at 7:30. I'm going to give you a number to call if you're interested in tickets ahead of time or anything. And then May 31st is the Piano Men, and they are returning to the Art Center. They've had a show there before, or a concert, and that was the music of Elton John and Billy Joel, and it draws a big crowd. And showtime for it will be 7:30. And then the Art Center presents the 31st Annual Summer Youth Conservatory, which gives kids experience in acting and singing and dancing. Great for kids. This goes on during the summer. This is something else that can keep your kids entertained. The junior classes, the first one will begin June 2nd through the 14th. And then the second junior class will be June 16th through the 28th. And then they have a senior class that will be July 7th through July 19th. And you can contact the Art Center at 615-563-2787. They'll have all the information about what it costs and times and what you need to do. And the next musical play, which will take place in the theater, will begin June 15th through the 18th on Friday and Saturday, and a Sunday matinee. And that will be Newsies, which is a musical. And I believe it's a Disney musical, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
And everybody loves a musical. So, and right now they're having the kid shows. And as I was leaving, there were busloads of kids coming into the Art Center for Charlotte's Web. But it is about over. All right, the next Chamber Cruise-In will be May 24th, and it will be on the square. And it will be from 4 to 7. And if you need information on that, our cruise-ins are always free. There's music provided by our DJ. And it's just for you to come and sit and enjoy the other cars, brag about your car, or talk about somebody else's car. It doesn't matter. But this is a lead up really to our car show in September. But we welcome all cars It's an open cruise-in, and you can come and go as you please. It is sponsored, our DJ is sponsored by DTC. They will not be setting up with us at every cruise-in as they did in the past. However, they will be setting up at our car show in September, and they will be giving away a TV. So, and we will try to have a food vendor for you. This last cruise in, we had a big crowd, but it was at the Art Center because Good Old Days was on the square. So, but the next one will be on the square, and it will be the fourth Saturday of every month through August. And then, of course, the car show will be in September, and that's an all-day affair. And then, let's see, the Cannon County Walking Horse Association will hold their Memorial Day horse ride May 24th, 25th, and 26th. And on that Saturday, the horses and riders, and not all of them, but a lot of them do, they gang up down there at the fairgrounds, and they ride through town and up to the campgrounds on the mountain. And everybody loves to see the horses come through town. So if you're interested in doing that, just get there at I believe it leaves the fairgrounds at 11 o'clock. So get there a little bit before and get mounted up and ready to come through town. And of course, once you get up to the fairgrounds, this is a 3-day thing. They have a campground up there. They have dances, they have horse shows, they have food, trail rides, because they own a lot of property up there, so you can trail ride and camp and everything. So if you need information on who to contact regarding this, give the chamber a call, and I'll give you a number to call. But it's always a fun affair, so that might be something you're into. And then May 31st is a townwide yard sale, and it'll be around the square. And we've already talked about that, so that's a good thing. And then June 7th is Gazaway Homecoming. This is a small little community with big ideas. And they have their homecoming day, and it's a day of food and fun and games and door prizes and a parade. So if you want to go and take your chair and sit and we'll listen to the music and the other things that they have going on, and they have great food over there. And that will be on Saturday, June 7th. And then also, and this isn't an open event, you might say, but June 7th, the Woodbury Lions Club will be celebrating their 90th anniversary. And that's just for their Woodbury Club. And over the years, the Woodbury Lions Club has given so much to the community, and they continue to do so today. So if there's anyone out there that would like to become a member of the Lions Club, and it is something where you will be asked to give your time to the community for different things, because they do get involved in so many things. Just give me a call, or any Lions Club member, because they will sponsor you to the Lions Club and see if this is something you might be interested in. And Keith, what do you got?
Well, coming up this summer, it's still in the preliminary talks to make it happen. Greg Mitchell, County Executive, and Kristen Andrews, the County Executive's assistant, is wanting to put together concerts at the courthouse. It's kind of like a summer series where musicians can come out and perform on Fridays and Saturdays. So what we're looking for is musicians that would like to come out and play. Bring your own equipment, guitars, banjos, whatever it is that y'all do, and we'll get you lined up to be in concert, and we'll see if we can get this promoted real big. I think once it catches on, you'll get a good crowd at the courthouse on a Friday or Saturday night. and musicians. I've got my eye on a couple of musicians already that we're going to do to kick this off. But we're going to need a village to help out with this to make this a success. It's kind of like other communities. They put together these little concerts. Main Street in Murfreesboro puts together these concerts on the square to help other businesses and stuff around the square attract visitors and whatnot. And I think it'll work here, and Greg and Kristen seem to think it'll work because they came up with the idea, and they called me the other day, and they asked me, said, hey, would you like to get involved with this? We could use your help, and I said, okay, we'll see what we can do.
Is there going to be a charge for this, or
No,
is it
the
just
charge-
picking and grinning?
There's no charge for the community. It's free concerts. There will be food trucks, vendor food trucks, and that's how there are availabilities for paid musicians to come out, and that's going to be from the money raised from the vendor food trucks that'll be there. So it's still, like I said, in the preliminary stages. We'd probably like to get it going maybe July or August, something like that. Maybe even in the fall where everybody's not burning up in the heat, outside. So
Well, you got a point.
yep. So that's what
I like the heat, but that's all right.
Yeah,
You got a point. Well, that's not a bad idea.
No, I think it should have been done years ago. It's something that
We had a man that
But-
tried it one time, but I think maybe he had some health problems and he's
Yeah.
not doing it anymore. And it doesn't matter what type of music you play.
right.
It's kind of like the Smithville Jamboree, where you have groups all around their courthouse, and that's during the jamboree. But they're all picking and grinning and
Right.
playing, and then a lot of people sit around and listen to them.
Right, exactly. It's kind of like the Uncle Dave Macon days when it was back up at the Canonsburg. They did the same kind of thing.
Right.
It's where the
So
old
we
Crow
can-
Medicine Show was discovered,
Well, we can try this. Why not? I might even get up there and hum a few bars or something.
I was thinking about karaoke at the courthouse.
Well,
Doing karaoke.
there's a lot of people that
Would do
would
that.
get up there
Yeah.
and sing. I'm not one of them.
Me neither.
Because I know I can't sing.
It's
I
funny
know.
when I host a karaoke night or when I do a karaoke night at a bar or whatever, people come up to me, owners would come up to me and they'd be, you didn't sing any. You don't want to hear me sing. You really don't. I mean, sure, other people that can't sing do.
They do.
And we stomach it and we go on. But I'm not one of those type of people. So,
Well, no, I have no illusions about that.
right.
I can't sing. I can dance a little bit, but I can't sing. Okay, I just am looking here about anything else that may be coming up. And of course, I said before, the Cruise In is the fourth Saturday of every month through August. And of course, our July, when you get into July, the 4th of July will be on Friday. And I was told that we will have the fireworks show as we have in the past. It will be on the 4th. And then the Woodbury Lions Club One Night Horse Show will be on the 5th. That's the first Saturday of July. So that's always a big event too. But actually, I don't have another thing that I can talk to you about. I've already told you too much this time anyway.
Well, we're about 5 minutes away, so we took up 55 minutes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you all watched, and we want to invite you to come to anything that we have here in Cannon County, because you're always welcome and there's always something going on here. And we'll see you next month.